All right, everybody, we got the battle wagon back, and those new airbags make this trailer sit nice and even. It doesn't look all janked up and, you know, squatted out in the middle. Nice and even. We'll see what happens when I throw some more weight on it, but here's the axles, man. I can grease my own hubs now. I got a cap right there. Look at that. Oh, nice and new. We'll see how it goes. Got some really nice tires too. I'm happy. This is good. All new. Yeah. Be happy to get it home, or get it parked and be able to continue the rest of my scrapping. Right, Mason boy? You ready to go? Come on. Bring your window down a little bit, just for you. I'm pretty sure this stuff is mine too. There's the old axles. The new ones are twice as heavy. Yep, and those are the little dinky axles this trailer came with stock. Definitely an upgrade now. That's for sure. The leaf springs, I have there's 2 extra leaf springs per pack now, and they're heavier duty as well. Yeah. Shouldn't have a problem now with blowing tires out. And I got 12-ply tires. So, were these mine or were those? Actually, I think this pile is mine. I think I just took his stuff. I don't think these came with the trailer. I am unsure, but I'm pretty sure it's the one with the aluminum coated lug nuts on there. Yeah, these are not mine. It's these ones over here. Yes. Scrap them or keep it for parts. I don't know. I'm gonna throw this on, actually. What I should have done in the first place. I have spotted a leak in my undercarriage of the travel trailer. That's my next tobacco. Yep. Wish I had a bucket to throw these in, but whatever. They'll go good right here for now. Beautiful. It sits up a bit higher too, which isn't a bad thing. It's nice. What's not nice is I think I need a new brake booster. I'm leaking brake fluid. And I can't tell where yet either. But that'll be for another day. I topped it off. We should be able to get home just fine. I'm gonna check under the hood right now, actually, just to make sure. Because I think this ordeal took a few days for it to get low. Yeah, it's good. But it's not good that it's leaking. I don't know where it is either. I've got no idea. Lights. Yeah. We're gonna test our brakes, our trailer brakes, because if we don't have trailer brakes and I got leaking brakes on the truck, I'm not gonna pull it. I'll have to unhook it and just leave it here until I get the truck fixed. Okay. I'm gonna do one more walk around. You stay right here, okay, Mason? One more walk around, okay? I'm actually pretty tired from the last couple of days. I've been getting a lot done. Okay, those are on. Yeah, we are testing out the new axles on the trailer. They're quite nice. A couple of roll-off dumpsters over here I want to check out real quick. We're pulling the trailer right now, but I think I see scrap metal sitting out there already, and I am interested to see what we got going on right now. Looks like to be a good pile too. Yeah, look at that. We'll take all of that, I guess. Looks like there's some motors, some fans, some other stuffs. I'm interested. We're gonna load it up. This is actually just one stop, like pretty close to home. So, Mason, you can come on. Hey, you stay with me though. Look at that. There's a pile of stuffs. It's scrap. Stay. You stay with me. Look at this stuff. Is this plastic in there? Yeah. That's just gonna be tin shred. We'll take it, I guess. I don't see why not. I am Merchant Metals, you know. And I already got some scrap axles and stuff like that back here, so we got a cord. Yeah. Piece of aluminum. Hey, already finding scrap. Would you look at that? Oh, there's a chunk of brass right there. Look at that. Heck yeah. Wish I brought my gloves. Little tiller rakes, caster wheels, stainless steel. Ah, there's a good little variety, actually. Right, Mason boy? We're getting the scraps. We're getting the scraps, right? Yeah. Should have pulled up a little closer, but whatever. I'm okay with this. Holy crap! Look at that brass right there. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's brass ends on that crap too. Thanks whoever left this stuff here. I just picked up like, oh, that's got to be 10 pounds of brass. I'll even take the plastic. Good stuff. It's medical scraps is what it is. Oh yeah, that's copper. That little doohickey, or brass, one or the other. Mercury free. It says this product is mercury free. Yeah, we're just gonna grab it. Watch out, Mason boy. Watch out. Thank you. Oh. Mason. Hang out on this side with me, buddy. While we get the scraps, okay? I wake up every morning and I'm quickly on my way. See what copper, brass, and alley I can find today. It's all hooked on this chain link. Hey, get off of there. Probably a good motor right there I can probably pull apart for some scrap. Little chain link door. I honestly wasn't expecting to find stuff. I was pulling in here to do a walk around to the truck because this is an open parking lot. This is a medical building that was shut down. Right, Mason boy? They don't need this no more. We take it, okay? Yeah. We'll take all of it. They left some nice chunks of brass here, buddy. They did. Look, Mason, look, look, look. Look, it's brass. Yeah, it's brass. See, it's good. Nice. I gotta get that foam. It's flying away. And then we'll take a peek up in these dumpsters, see if there's anything good in there too. Obviously, if they're setting stuff aside, it's probably all crap in there. But we'll see. We'll see. I should have checked this spot all the time. This spot, if you want to see in the videos, I used to come here earlier in the summertime. Mason, come on, we got to go this way. Oi. Stay here. Huh. Yeah, it looks like all doo-doo in there. There ain't no metal in that. I don't think. These two roll-offs have been here for, oh man, 5-6 months. They seen that I kept taking the scrap metal out, so they started putting the stuff to the side. Is that metal? Hey, there's a freaking motor in there. I'm jumping in. Hey Mason, you stay close, okay? Look at that, there's a motor. It's all red. Oh, there's another motor. Oh, we're in the scraps now, Mason boy. What's in this bag? No, nothing. Any more of those sexy brass valves? Holy crap! Well, would you look at that? I wonder if this is... That can't be brass. There's a brass chunk on it. No, it's rusted. That's cast steel. But this motor is nice. Got some wires here. Coffee pot. This thing is a big coffee pot. It's all plastic though. And I don't have my knife with me. Shucks. Rip it out of there. Oh, LED light, look at that. Very nice. There's another LED light right here. All right. What's going on down here? Oh, those are just filters. Okay. What else? What's this? High claim item, huh? What's in that? There's nothing in there, it's just oil. It's just oil. Oh! This boot is stuck to me. Mason! Mason! You stay here, okay? I love you. Ooh, is that a piece of brass? I love that too. Heck yeah! Piece of brass. Nice little stop here, man. That makes me happy. There's the pot to that coffee maker. Alright, we're gonna plop over that other one real quick. I don't really see a whole lot in that one, but we just pulled out some decent strap. Yeah, there's a folding chair over there and then some other weird stuff. I might check that out. I'm just gonna hop down right here, I think. Hello? Huh? What do you have today for me? Okay. Ooh, it's pretty nasty down in here. It's all wood. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, hand sanitizer dispensers. I'm good on that. I said I'm good on that, okay? Just hang on, alright? Got us a chair. Wow. Alright, that was it. That was it, Mason boy. Okay. Oh. Whee. So I guess this is going to be a little taste of what you guys are going to see, just in different states, kind of all over the country, you know. Maximum entertainment. Oh, okay. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Got a motor here, there's a motor on the other side. Nice, nice. Look, it's a fan. Yeah. Merchant Metals YouTube, come on. That's what I'll say if I ever get stopped by an officer or somebody of the law. I'd be like, you don't know who you're dealing with. I'm Merchant Metals. Cop won't give a crap about that. But I do nothing wrong. I do the right things, and I got 400 videos proving that, so I feel pretty successful about that part. Yeah, little lights. And we got that fan we're gonna throw in. What is this? What is this is? Make it a little smaller. Beautifulness. Got some scrappies. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. We're gonna do a walk around up here in the open portion of this parking lot. Oh, icy. Yeah. Okay. Here we go, Mason boy. That was a good little stop, wasn't it, man? Made at least 30, 35, 40 bucks. The amount of money I put in the tank today. Come on. I gotta do something about this seat. It's getting bad. But as you guys can see though, my travel trailer and my truck does not squat. They stay nice and even. I love it. I left my lights on this whole time too. I hope my truck starts. It kills the battery fast when you got all these lights running. We're good. Yep. We're gonna do a little walk around the truck right now. Yeah. I wake up every morning and I'm quickly on my way. I could camp out here. Set up right here. Nobody uses this parking lot anymore anyway. You can come on. You stay here though. I'm doing a walk around of the truck, okay? All right, and here we go. All right, everybody, that's what I got so far. We have another brake issue, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a booster. So that kind of sucks. That could cost me some money. But we're going to get back and get the trailer put back in its spot for now, and we'll see y'all at the shop. All right, we are back here at the shop, and we are going to disconnect the trailer. And well, this is a little bit of a process, honestly. Oh, and I got some scrap metal too, which is good, but a bit of a process we got to do to get the trailer leveled, because it leans that way really hard. So when I start jacking that side up to level it out, I got to make sure that this door doesn't hit the gutter right here. And I got a couple of inches that I could tip back this way. So I really hope I'm in optimal spot, to be quite honest with you, because I don't feel like undoing it all and hooking it back up to the truck to move it an inch if that's what it needs, because it's literally down to inches when it comes to getting this in the right spot. It looks like I'm in the rut that I was in last time, but I think I'm on a little bit of an angle. It's got to line up perfectly. It does look like I'm a little too far back, because I see the impression on that wood plate right there. We're gonna go for it and try it out and see, because it's got to be perfect on that side so the door opens, and it's got to be perfect right here so I can throw the fence panel back up. So we'll get us a couple blocks down here and we'll start this shenanigans, and then we'll hook up some power and get everything going and set up back to normal. If I have any more issues mechanically with just about anything, really. Yeah, see, I'm back a little bit. That's where the blocks used to lie. Not far, not by far, but yeah, right there is probably good. I just I don't know, I think I might not have enough money to take off when I want to. It's making me nervous, really nervous. I knew I was having a lot of expenses to deal with before I go, but man, it keeps piling up. I'm gonna have to go probably dumpster diving 3 or 4 times before I go and get anything I can get. Hopefully it'd be nice to run into another $1,000 pile of cat wire. I'll do that all over again. You got that right. Oy. I still got a laundry list of things to do to the trailer before we go, and also a newfound leak that's underneath of the trailer. So guess who gets to open up the belly pan of this bastard? Me. Yeah. All right, this side needs the most of it right here. Uh-oh. I'm not lining up with that impression the right way, dude. Shucks. It's really, really close though. Let's try it. We're gonna go for it. Because we're trying to tip the trailer that way so it levels out. You can see my impression right there on that plate of steel. I'm off by a couple inches both ways. gotta go as far as I can up on this side, up until I can get to the point where the door is right at the gutter, so it still opens and closes. I gotta fix this side, it's bad. Now we'll see. Ooh, close. A little bit more and I'll be all right. How about now? Oh, just a little bit more that way. Okay, now what? Now how good? Perfect. Look, there's an 1/8 of an inch right there. I like the door to open all the way. Yeah, because any other way, I'm climbing. I'm stepping down like Mr. Leahy off Trail Park Boys, stepping off the front porch, you know. The door will stop, it'll make me trip. Mesa boy, I love you, buddy. Mason, come on. Come on. Man, I want to go for a golf cart ride with my Mason boy. Make sure we unplugged everything. Unhooked everything. We're good. It's good. Mission accomplished there. Got a squeaky belt too. Go on. Come on. Oi! Love you, buddy. We're gonna get things set up out back, and I gotta get my trailer back together. I gotta run some power or this, that, and the other thing. So we're gonna get back to the shop as soon as we can to start stripping the rest of that BX wire. That's what's on the agenda. That's what we need. All right, you can go. We're down here. We're gonna try to answer some comments. I'm quite behind on that, so the day went pretty well. I got my truck back, or I got my trailer back. I'm sorry, my travel trailer. I'm very happy to have gotten that. So far so good. Everything's a lot more beefed up, that's for sure. Definitely a lot more beefed up. I got some big axles under there now. Mason just ran down here. I don't see him. Oh, there he is. He's fine. All right, we're gonna read some comments, and I'm gonna try to get set up for that. We don't have much daylight left, so it is what it is. Alrighty, we're gonna get into some comments here. I don't even know where to start. I think I gotta go like a couple of videos ago. Sorry I haven't been keeping up with that, everybody. It's just been very, very busy. Let's just say that. Alright. This one was the Granulating Mystery, Aluminum BX Wires Inner Secrets. Yes. Okay. Ronnie says, try putting a couple 1-inch tall baffles toward the bottom of your sluice, starting just ahead of your screen. Yeah, I could do that. Oh, excuse me, but it's been performing quite well just as it is. And if I start having any more hiccups down the road, something in my eyeball. But if I run into any hiccups down the road, I'm going to start taking, more ideas from comments. But that's not a bad idea. Thank you, Ronnie. Leanne Jones says, fabulous video. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you being a merchant member too. So thank you, thank you. Okay. Big Scrap Nation, great video, my friend. Thank you for watching too. I really, it's good to see you guys on YouTube again. It really is. I still plan on coming up there to visit you guys. Mason, we're gonna troll forward and catch up with Mason Boy as we do this here. Urban Prospector, he says, I was able to test the granulator at my former employers to see how well it might work, how it might chop up the strand wire I get to, or he says when he gets it, but took two 22-pound bags and reduced them to 3/4 a bag of 40 pounds. Fast forward, the employer decided to get rid of the granulator and called me. Cost me $1,000, but came with extra set of blades. That's awesome. And an air system. Just need to run the proper power set. Is it? I bet it's 3-phase, right? And where did I leave off? Just need to run the proper power set and get to grinding. I enjoy the granulator videos the most, but learn something new from all the others you do. Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate you watching. And I don't know if there's any questions you have about granulating. It seems like you're already well on your way. You've already tried it before, so what most viewers don't really understand is that, like, a granulator is there to save you time. Okay, smaller machine wires like the ones that I go after, very time consuming if you're going to strip it by a wire stripper. Let's just say that. Okay, especially if if only all you've got is like a Stripmeister or like one of those little Temu strippers or whatever the case. If you had the choice between that and a granulator, I'd take granulator all day long. I mean, mine chops 200 pounds an hour. And that's great. That's awesome. You guys can watch one of those previous live streams. I actually chopped a full black bucket of machine wire, and typically those weigh about 100 to 120 pounds a bucket. I think I got that one done in like 35 minutes, something like that, on live stream. Check it out. But that's one of the bigger things that I would like to say, is that granulator is there to save you time. I mean, maybe copper chops have depreciated in value over the last few years. I don't know. I mean, last time I turned it in, I was getting Bear Bright pricing. Bear Bright. But if it's what it's got to be and I take #1 price for it, that's okay. Copper price is awesome right now. So I'm not going to complain too much in that department, you know. But if this stuff sluices out all the second time super clean, I'm going to ask for Bear Bright and see what happens. But my granulator, it doesn't chop it down into very fine small pieces. That's not how mine works. But congratulations to you, urban prospector, man. I hope you have much success with that. Thank you. I'm answering these at the end of my next video. Tune in. There. My friend Jesus Gonzalez, he says, my friend, the decision is up to you, but dumping it in twice is twice the effort, which you can do for 10 or 20% the effort. I like those cool dumpster finds. They're great. Yeah, you know, it just, I think if I run it a second time, it's going to basically chop twice as fast. I don't mind taking my coal shovel and shoveling it in there. My goal, you know, is to make money, obviously, but my other goal is to be able to get what I have now to produce Bear Bright material. Get it as clean as possible with what I got, and then I was just going to basically go from there and work on improving it even more, because I guess you could say my system is still in the trial and error stage. You know, there's many companies out there that have granulation systems and stuff, and they consist of 4 or 5 different machines to refine wire down. Well, in my scenario over here, I'm using one machine, one sluice, and if I gotta give it a second go around, then to be able to get it almost basically perfectly clean, then it's worth it, I think. If you look up granulator systems and stuff, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. There's all sorts of different things that could involve with chopping wire, but I'm just trying to turn it into more of a simplistic scenario where you only need one machine and one set of something to sluice the plastic out with. And well, with the last upgrades and then adding that pressure washer, it's doing incredibly good. I was so surprised to see how clean the majority of the copper was coming out. But we still have that issue where there's some chunks here and there. Decreasing the diameter of the screen, that is the basic ideal solution for sure. But if I can find a way around that somehow, I can continue to chop super fast. Because it comes down to the diameter of the screen is how long your machine runs to chop a certain amount of pounds of wire. You know? And with the diameter screen that I'm using now, it's getting it to where it's just so close to being super clean. And it's just, it just makes me feel like I'm missing something, you know, that I could do to make an improvement, but by not decreasing the diameter of my screen. I might just actually order an 1/8 inch diameter screen along with the one that I have to show you guys the differences in the speed. It takes way longer if you decrease it. So yeah, we got to keep moving. It's 5:45 and it's almost dark out already. Andy Glaves, he says, another great video. I'm watching you from UK. Well, thank you for tuning in, my friend. I have a lot of good viewers from UK. I think almost 10% of everybody that watches is from UK. So it's one of the countries that have more viewership with me. India watches me quite a bit, and then the US is the biggest majority, obviously. But thank you again, man. Okay, I answered that one. Kevin Harvey, he says, this way has been working for him, so the ideas you putting out there, let him try them later. He is a man on a mission, running out of time, and if he goes and sees Derek, maybe they can figure it out. That would be an awesome collaboration right there. You know, to be honest, I haven't been talking to Derek a lot lately, or too much at all, really. You know, but I'm sure he understands. I mean, we both make scrap metal videos, and now he's got a farm going, so he's got twice as much going on. I give him respect for getting out a video per day with all the other chores and things that he's doing around there, man. I can't wait to come meet Rusty. Has anybody ever ridden the horse, or is it just like kind of wild, like they don't like that? Yeah. But yeah, Kevin, that's an awesome idea there. Maybe me and him can work on spitballing ideas around improving both of our setups, really. I mean, I'm geared up for traveling and scrapping. There's a big difference between our channels, but we consist around the same things like scrap metal, you know. We source our scrap completely different, that's for sure. But that's neither here nor there. He's a good guy, and we get along pretty well, I think. John Daly, he says, some BX, the wire is wrapped in paper. When it gets wet, it's almost impossible to get it out. Definitely. Yeah, man. You are right, and I think I mentioned you in the live stream about that, my last live stream. Laurent, that's a good explanation of different BX cables that you find in France. They don't exist. They don't exist? Huh? You find machine wire encased, or wait, exist, and then he says, you find machine wires encased in plastic and rubber sheath that you have to undo. Oh, that's the kind that you do. Okay. Yeah. Jay Marbet, he says, what does BX stand for? Basically, it's just a term for aluminum shielded copper wire. BX cable. I know it doesn't make much sense, but that's just what we all call it up here. Jesus Gonzalez, he says, my yard here don't have machine wire. Some say number 2 wire and number 1. Here number 1 and wire, and that's it. Okay. Well, technically, when I say machine wire, that's number 1 wire. Basically, yeah, that's the same category. Again, he says, I have not found aluminum grounds yet. In time you will. Definitely, yeah. The grades of electrical materials over time has been depreciating. They're using cheaper materials, let's just say that. Yeah, I never used to run into them either until just recently. Jay Marbet says, okay, yeah, all right. He says, this is not a sluice concrete trough. A sluice is designed to not let the target material run out of it at all. It's makeshift. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a makeshift. It's a concrete chute is what it is. It's stuff that I hung on to, and well, I'm using it as a let's just call it a washing machine. How about that? You can call it whatever you want. I'm gonna still call it a sluice. I'm washing material with it, you know, and it's separating. So yeah. Answered comment in next video. Thank you. Kevin Harvey, okay, he says, what price is the wires after all this stuff you did? A lot more money, I hope, Dusty. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it may seem like it's taking me forever or whatever the case, but I'm not in there chopping wire like a full work shift. I'm not doing like 8 hours of chopping and sluicing, but I'm doing enough to make good videos and good content to show you guys what I'm doing. I have 10 other things I'm constantly doing at the same time, so it's really like, you just got to take my word for it. I did a live stream and showed you about the speed it took to chop a bucket of wire. You can kind of gauge that from right there. Yeah. But yeah, thank you for the comment, Kevin. I think it's worth it. It saves me a lot of time. Okay. Jesus Gonzalez, he says, you say machine wire, but here in Cali, I strip it 85 cents a pound. I get about 350 pounds, strip it, strand spaghetti wire, not solid core. Huh. Okay. Kevin Kimmett, he says, Dusty, all you have to do is base it on the dulled sluice, but if you could make a couple of ripple pads, like if you glue bits of wood halfway down sluice, and as both work on the same thing, heavy metal sinks, plastic floats. Yes, you're definitely right, but there is some plastic that does sink. Thank you for the comment. Okay. Next video. Copper wire from BX cable. Scrapping on the fly says, sorry I missed your live, brother. I never got a notification, but also I've been super busy lately too. I noticed you just posted something recently. I'm gonna watch that video when I get back home. Appreciate the comment, friend. Sorry about the notification issue. Bonnie says made bread pudding, letting it cool for a bite. That sounds delicious. Keith Russ says my idea to get a better chop is adding a hardware cloth or expanded metal type screen that lets the size you want to fall out and hold the bigger pieces for a second grind. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that too. Mason, you can come here. You can come up here, buddy. He's just sitting by the golf cart guarding me. Oh, Arthur here. Arthur says here in Nebraska, number 1 is 428 and number 2 is 415. Dang, those are some sweet deals. Chemical Dog says, what's your story behind the chopper? Where did you come across that? Okay. Well, it's not a long story, but it's kind of a sad story. There was 2 brothers, and they owned a semi-truck yard, I guess you could say, where people would park their rigs at and stuff, and they would charge them, I guess. They had a side job there where they were basically chopping up semi-tires. I don't know what for or who they were selling the rubber to or anything like that, but they were basically chopping up semi-tires with it. And one of the brothers, the owner of the machine, he died. It was, you know, unexpectedly died. I believe it was alcohol poisoning or something like that. But the other brother, after the fact, and you know, and dealt with the family and this and that, he decided to just sell out on everything and just I'm guessing he was just getting the bad memories out of his mind from what happened or whatever the case. He just wanted it all to be over with, and he was letting things go super cheap. But that granulator, that's an expensive granulator, and I got it really cheap. I mean, not really cheap, but I paid a chunk for it, but it's worth a bit more. But yeah, I obtained that machine because someone passed away, pretty much. And I helped him unload his semi trailer full of tools and stuff with my crane on my truck. Oh, excuse me. He had a monster stator motor that he had me load into the back of his pickup so he can go scrap it too. Kevin Kimmett says Derek is getting $4.37 a pound at the moment. That's amazing. That's an amazing price. Okay, that was it for that one. Alright, and then today's video, steel scrap journey from truckload to dollars. I went to the scrap yard recently, just yesterday, and that has 9 comments so far. So B More says, getting close to the road now. I'm sure you're ready for the adventure. I'm ready mentally and kind of physically, but financially I'm not ready. And unfortunately my brake booster just failed on me, so I got to figure that out too. I think it's filling up with brake fluid. It's not good, or something is not. Yeah, I can't find the leak, but I'm getting squishy brakes and losing brake fluid, so it's going somewhere, you know what I mean? Rusty Gold says, learning some great organizational tips from you, thanks. Well, I appreciate you watching my channel, man. I'm glad I could help you. But that's it, guys. That's all the comments that I see. Hope everybody has a really good night, and I hope you enjoyed the video. It was an interesting one. I was pulling my travel trailer back to the house, and I found that nice little pile of scrap, and we did a walk around to the truck and trailer all hooked up. So, I mean, we're getting stuff done. I just hope we get everything done fast enough.
I worked so long in construction that I forgot I had a dream. Didn't know where I was going, didn't like where I had been. So one day I gave it all up. When my eyes were open wide, I packed my life into my truck with Mason Boy by my side. I kept driving, but I had to make ends meet. I started thriving by scrapping industry, dumpster diving, street scrapping throughout America. From Michigan to Ohio, down to Florida. Merchant metals, recycle, don't destroy. Merchant metals and my dog Mason Boy. Merchant metals, thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up and say hi. Myself a trailer, so when I'm on the road, I have a rolling workshop and can scrap a heavy load. When it feels like life is hard, I know just what to do. I hit the road and recycle scrap and make my dreams come true. I kept driving, but I had to make ends meet. I started thriving by scrapping in the street, dumpster diving, street scrapping throughout America. From Michigan to Ohio, down to Florida. Merchant metals, recycle, don't destroy. Merchant metals, my dog Mason Boy. Merchant metals, thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up and say hi. Merchant metals, recycle, don't destroy. Merchant metals and my dog Mason Boy. Merchant metals, thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe to my channel, leave a thumbs up and say hi.